तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु महाविद्विषावहे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Okay, next one.
They're calling but nobody's picking up.
Asato ma satgamaya tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Okay, awesome. So let's start from revision from last week, right? So who's going to tell me what we learned last week? This is the best part of the class, what I asked you for last week and everybody started together. Johnny, come in the middle, Raja. Okay. Yes, Aisha.
We talked about changing your form every, like, no matter if you're young, you're a baby, you're old, you change your form every time. Even when you die, you go to a different soul.
Yeah.
You go to a different body altogether. So.
Yeah. So changing a form, right? So it's a continuous process of changing a form. So good. So tell me, who else? Yes.
Alright, so whenever there's pleasure and there's sorrow, you just have to bear it. Like, don't get too happy or don't get too sad.
Bear with it, right? Yeah. Okay. So, yes, sir.
I was gonna say something.
Same thing.
She already said.
Oh, okay. What? Who else? That was a lot. Yes.
We learned one thing that doesn't change when you grow up.
And what is that?
Your soul and your consciousness.
Your soul and your consciousness doesn't change. Okay, Janvi?
So you change different forms when you die, but you don't change different, like...
The soul doesn't change.
Yeah.
Good job, yeah. That's right. Yeah, Trisha.
You said that, like, we talked about, like, in the previous life, wherever you start, wherever you end in your next life, like, you pick up from there.
Yeah, the spirituality.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So that's very important. So nice job. Okay, who else? Neil, you have anything to say? Varshini? No? Sean, want to add anything? There should be something to add, right? Anj? No? Okay. Yes.
So if you didn't, like, so when you were living, if you didn't get to, like, finish reading or, like, the Gita, or if you were on a chapter and you wanted to finish it but you didn't get enough time, whenever you die, all of that things that you read is still, you will still remember it. So like when you
change the form and start again.
When you start again, you don't have to start all the way from the first. You can start from where you left.
Good, yes. Reha, anything from you? Alia, anything from you, Raja? No. Okay. Karnu, anything you remember from last week, Raja?
Or 10th, wait. 10th.
You are paused. Can you unpause me? I cannot hear you. Okay. Krish, you have? Yeah, he has to unpause it. It's fine. Anything else, Raja, from you?
I mean, Krishna told Arjun that whatever pain comes, you have to endure it.
Endure it. Yeah. You just have to hang in there, right? What Nishi said early on. You have to hang in there. Right? Yeah, okay, sounds good. So, who's going to tell me like the 4 parts of chapter 2 again? Oh, Sia. Come on, Sia.
Can I open my book?
Yes. It's an open book.
First one is Arjun.
Disciple. Arjun as a disciple. Second. Yes, Avika.
What are we?
What are we? Third. Anisha.
Spiritual practices.
Spiritual practices. What is the 4th one? Okay, everybody knows, huh? You want to do it?
Oh, okay, wait. It's like it's enlightened person,
Mhm.
but I'm not sure what like this.
What is
action
the difference between
What is the difference between like? Yeah. Okay.
difference
Is it that?
between
Oh, okay.
enlightened person? And you can see out here. Okay. So tell me, where are we right now when we are studying?
1.
Yes.
Could you put the camera a little bit up so I can see?
Camera a little bit.
No, you tilt the phone down so the camera goes.
Like that?
No.
Oh,
Wait, is this right?
yeah. Like that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Okay. So, yes, Sunny.
We're at, what are we?
What are we? We are actually right here. That's what we are reading. From sloka number 11 to 25, I guess it's going to be what are we. So from 1 to 10, and especially on sloka number 7, where Arjun says, I surrender myself, right? And then from what are we, he's explaining, and then we will go on spirituality, right? So first we are talking about, so we did 11, 12. So 11 was what? What was sloka 11? Do you remember anybody? Yes. Saisha. Go. Sloka 11 was?
Krishna tells Arjun that he's talking like a wise person, even though he's backing out of the word.
Yeah, he's talking like a wise person, but he's grieving, right? No need to grieve. No need
For
to.
the dead or living.
Yeah. No need to grieve. For dead or living. Okay. Hi, Bruno. Hi again. Okay. So 11 is no need to grieve for dead or alive, and you are talking like a wise person. So he gave 2 messages on sloka 11, right? So he said, just don't be wise with the words, wise with the practices, the act that you do. Right? Then 12 was what? Who's gonna tell me about 12? Yes. Neil.
Krishna says that there's a time when you weren't there, nor will be a time where you will not be there.
Yep.
Never.
Okay, continue. I'm listening, Neil.
And the kings, they were always there.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else was there too, and gonna be there too. Yes, Janvi.
If you're alive, the kings are gonna be alive, and if you're not, then the kings are not gonna be alive.
No, you're right. You know what? Janvi is talking about the body, and Krishna Bhagavan was talking about the soul, right? So it will be like the body will die, but the soul will never die. So that was the 11th chapter where it says that what it talks about more about that You are, what are we, right? So he's saying in slope 12, we are not the
body, mind,
body. We are not the body. So when he talks about that he says we are not the body. So he's explaining what are we here, right? Now in slope 13, what was it? Slope 13 was what?
Oh, he says that.
Look into your Gita. It's okay if you haven't written
He
the
says
what?
your soul just passes.
The changing
Yeah,
bodies,
the change.
right?
What we discussed.
Changing form and changing bodies.
What literally everyone said on the review.
Yes. So the body goes from childhood to young to old age. Body changes. But what doesn't change?
The
The soul doesn't change. So now, again he emphasizes on saying that you are not the
body.
body. Right? So slope 13 again take you to not the body thing. Okay. What was slope 14? Again, it is explaining what are we in real nature, right? So he's cutting down one thing. He's saying first that don't grieve because you are not supposed to grieve. The second part he says we are always there, soul is always there. Then he says the body that you think it's you is not you, right? So he started explaining that you are not the body. Then he talks about the changing of the body and the form. So you are not the body again. So what was 14? Who's going to tell me the 14? Sane, go.
I kind of agree. The pleasures and sorrows we feel through our senses are temporary, and he says that because they're temporary, you should bear through all your sorrows, right? And you should bear through all the sorrows of your senses because they're temporary.
That is so. So one thing, important thing, great job, Sane. One thing that he mentioned here is all the happiness and sorrow are because of what? Because of your senses, right? The sense and object, when they come in contact, that's where the pleasure and sorrow comes. So all the sorrow and happiness that you feel are because of sense gratification. Okay, so now here what he is saying that in a bigger, wider range, if we understand this, the senses is the one that does the work and do the sorrow and everything. So he is explaining, he is questioning, are you the senses? What are you? Are you the senses? Yes or no?
No.
Yes, yeah.
What does that say?
Sense gratification means everything is done by the senses. The sorrow, the pleasure, everything comes because of your sense. What 5 sense organs we discussed, right? So we become happy and we become distressed by which? By doing what? Because of our senses, right? So senses says something good, we are happy. Something bad, we are in sorrow. All the contact, all the happiness and sorrow is only because of these 5 senses, right? So sense gratification. So God is asking Arjun, are you the sense gratification? Are you depending on your senses? That's what it gives you sorrow. If we don't depend on senses, what's going to happen? If we don't depend on what senses says, what happens? There is no sorrow, no happiness, right? There will be no sorrow and no happiness, right? So sense gratification. So here he actually says senses comes from mind and intellect, right? Gives the message to mind and intellect, and that's how we react. So God in 14 and says we are not the mind, we are not the intellect. So now he is saying neti means I'm not this, I'm not that. So God is saying, he's not saying what are you, he's saying what are you not. Right? So in all these slokas he is explaining what are you not. So we have to now figure out what are we, right? So, yeah, Raja? I know, Raja. I don't know how to fix the phone on this. Okay, what was 15th? Let's go to next 15th. What was the 15th slok saying? Who will tell me 15th? You can look into your Gita. It's an open book. What is 15? Okay, Sai Shagan.
So Krishna was basically telling Arjuna, the person who isn't like, who doesn't care about like happiness and like your disturbance.
That's
like
right.
Study and vote
Mm-hmm.
is good. I
Yes,
guess.
yes, yes. That is set for liberation. Like that person can go further in spiritual level and can make right decisions, right? So yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
To get to be eligible for liberation, you can't be happy at all. You can't be sad or happy. You just don't feel anything.
So
That's how life is.
yeah, that's right. So what he is saying that all these things, the person who knows that they are not there are the person who can go beyond the level and closest to the God, right? So 15th is just summary of this thing saying, hey, whoever has these things, who can go beyond their senses pleasure, yeah, sensible pleasure, they can be close to God, right? So the person who just keep falling into senses cannot be the person who can go close to the God. That's what the 15th slok says. So person who gets above all the sense gratification is going to be close to God, right? So that's the 15th slok. So concept of, who can understand the concept of sense gratification and not fall into it, is the person set for liberation. Now, one thing also it says that when it says you are changing the body, he's saying you are not the body, but also he's mentioning here, which if you look into that, it's saying that the body is the tool given by God. The mind is the tool that is given by God to you. The intellect is the tool that is given by God to you. So utilizing the mind, body and intellect to take the path of God, it's important. So you cannot say, oh, if body is not mine, forget about my body. If I'm sick, let it be sick. I will be sick, that's okay. I don't have to take care of my body. Would that work?
No.
Right? If you say, okay, I don't want to study at all, I don't want to be intelligent or know anything, I will just be like this because that's not me. That's not me. So what happens?
Your parents get mad at you.
I know, your parents get mad, but more than that, what's going to happen?
Then you
You won't
can't
be able to
follow the
succeed.
path of
You
God.
die.
What is it?
You die of being homeless.
Yeah, you will be homeless, right? And helpless, right?
And then
So-
you won't have the ability to follow the path of God.
Yeah. So what it is, appreciate what God gave you too. It's not that you can discriminate that this is not me. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. Forget about these things. I'm not going to take care of them. And I'm going to sit home and just be like this. Would that help you? No. So these are the tools. You appreciate what God gave you to. So your body is given by God. Your soul is there, which is God. We consider that. But your mind and intellect is also God. So you have to take care of that part too. So remember that, don't take this study as, oh, I'm not the body, so forget about it, right? I'm going to be sick. That's okay. I'm not going to take care of. Or I have this pain, but I'm not going to take care of it. That's not going to work like that, right? So we ended till 15th, and now 16th we start. Yes.
You said 16 would be confusing too.
Yeah. So that's where we left, right? Last time. What was the 16th slok that we left? Well, the story where Ganeshji actually got stopped writing, wanted to understand what he said, and then when he understood, he started writing again. In the meantime, Ved Vyas could take a breather and say, okay, let me breathe a little, and then I will start composing again, right? So that's the slok. And So we'll start reciting 16 first and then move on. You ready, Sia, to read the 16? Oh, before we go there, one more thing I want to tell you a little quick story about. So you know what? In World War II, when there was a lot of war, all the countries were fighting with each other. They were in US were doing this, that the airplane that were coming back after the fight, right? So wherever they got hit in the fight, and when they come back, so they know that all the planes were getting hit at the specific spot and they were coming back, right? So what they were doing is they were engineering those spots, saying, okay, the gun is coming, or they are shooting to the wing of the airplane, right? So let's fix the wing part of it so that it doesn't get destroyed, right? So they keep on doing this. As soon as the plane comes back from the war, they were fixing where there were bullet holes, right? So they were fixing those part of the airplane. Now, can you understand what were they doing wrong? Tell me, what were they doing wrong in here?
They were only fixing it, but they never tried to make it stronger or learn.
They were fixing. They were fixing the airplane where the bullets were there. The holes were there. What were they doing wrong in here? They were fixing where they were getting the most. Like, so if the wings were hurting the most, they were making wings really strong. But what were they missing in there? Yes.
Instead of keep fixing it, they could have put a stop to it.
How? Because this is the army from the other side, the enemy army were hitting these planes, and wherever they hit and the planes were coming back, they were fixing where the bullet marks were there, because they were coming back. But they had a big problem in this. They were doing something really, really wrong. Okay, Ansh, you want to go there?
They should be making the entire plane stronger, not just the parts where.
They don't have that much money, right, and that much time, so they have to be very quick doing it. Yes.
They should be trying to figure out where the enemy is hitting them from. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So I will give you the answer. So there were some planes that were never coming back, right?
Yeah.
Some planes were coming back. So they should be learn about where they are hit, that they are not even coming back. So they have to make this stronger where the enemy is hitting them and the plane are getting destroyed, rather than fixing the things that they were coming back, at least, right? That was not the very sensitive position where they were hitting. So whatever planes were coming back were not getting destroyed. So that was already stronger part. They were holding the bullet where the stronger part was, right? That's why they were not destroying. But the planes that were not coming back and the army was hitting them, the part that they were hitting, they should have studied those parts and make them stronger, rather than making the stronger which were already stronger and handling the bullet and coming back, right? So what it says in this is, sometimes we always focus on some things that are not important, and we try to fix those, and we miss the part which is important. So in Gita, whenever it comes back and keep on saying that, hey, the body is not your, the mind is not your, the intellect is not your. What's going to happen if to be spiritual, we do need our mind and intellect, right? Without understanding this, we cannot go spirituality to the next level, right? So we need to think about it too. Whenever we say that, hey, body and mind is not yours, it means not to not take care of it. You have to take care, because only because of that you're going to be you're going to be taking your path towards God. Without that, you will not be able to take a path towards God, right? A person who doesn't think, who doesn't have an intellect to understand, will take the path of spirituality? Couldn't, right? He will not understand. So just wanted to make sure, don't just focus on the stronger part of it, also focus on the weaker part where it can be destroyed, the whole airplane can get destroyed, right? Okay, you ready? Come on. 16th, yes. 9.
नाशतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस् त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
Together.
नाशतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस् त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Very nice. Okay, good job. So, the simplest meaning of this shloka is the real thing, unreal has no existence, and the real is never out of existence. Right? The truth, this thing who knows the truth. Now, what does that mean? Right? What does that mean? Yes, that's
That verse, can you repeat that?
what is it? Yeah, I will, because it's very hard to understand. So, the unreal has no existence, right? And the real is never out of existence. This truth is known by a wise person, or the person who knows the difference between this knows the truth, right? So now, what is it, right? We know unreal is never in existence and real is always in existence. That's what it is saying, right? Isn't it obvious? Right? Real thing will stay always, unreal will never be there, right? What is the difference between this? I know this truth. Do you all know this truth? The real thing stays always and unreal will never stay, right? It's not always, but so that's the simple meaning of it. But it's like, how do we connect with this? What are we? How will we connect with this to this with ourselves, right? So for that, let me tell you an example, right? We're going to talk about, so it is existence, right? So it's saying that unreal, I always try to write like how, but I cannot. Unreal, no existence. And real, never out of existence. Okay. Let's talk about existence, right? What is the existence?
Something
That lives, right? Constantly living is existence, yes. Life, yes?
Not necessarily life.
Okay.
This is existing.
This is
Couch. Right?
existence, right? This is existence. Okay.
Just things in
So,
the
we give an example of existence like, do you see an elephant in the room?
No.
Is elephant has an existence?
Yeah.
No, in the room.
Oh, no.
No, right. Do you have an existence in the room?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about something else. Yes.
What does that say?
This existence. EXISTANCE. Okay. Let me give you an example. Let's go with this. Right? So you got a boiling potato. Right? You got a boiling potato in your hand. Your mom gave you a boiling potato to peel. What is it? Is it hot?
Yeah.
Really hot? Can you touch it?
No.
No.
I mean, you can touch it, but you probably don't want to burn
You don't want to burn yourself, you will not touch, right? What is it? Right, yeah. So, where does the heat came from?
Potato.
Microwave, or we boiled it in the water, the heat came from the water,
The
right?
fire. The fire heated the
Water. So, water, Neil, we will go one step at a time. Okay. Neil is like going fast forwarding. Okay. So, let's say there's a pot filled with water. and it has a boiling potatoes in it. So the heat came from water. Okay, where the water got the heat from?
The
The vessel, the pot, the pot, right? The pot, the pot or a pan, whatever it is, right? Or a cooker, right?
I already know where this is going and I'm too scared to know.
No, why? So now, where does the pan got the heat from?
Gas?
The
Fire.
fire, right?
That's
Okay, so let's talk about some property. Everything is a property of one. There are two kind of existence as a property. Two kind of property. One is I should either erase this. Where is it? Can I erase this? Raja? Okay. Okay. So existence is two property. One is intrinsic. How do you spell intrinsic? Intrinsic. And second is
essential.
huh?
Infinite.
S-I-N.
Essential.
Intrinsic.
Intrinsic.
Sorry, I. ये ले, I लिख दे.
INTRINISIC.
I के बाद I नहीं होगा.
What's an N?
Hold on.
The M is an N.
वापस लिखती हूँ अच्छे. तुम्हारी हैंडराइटिंग में लिखती हूँ. I N T R नहीं ट्रेन हाँ. N S-I-C.
Intrinsic.
Did I write it nicely
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Do you understand
It
that?
was better before.
Okay.
It was better.
And next one is
Essential.
Extrinsic.
in C then
Incident.
Incidental.
then
Incidental.
incidental or accidental, also known as accidental.
Well, not really. Incidental is not. Accident is by accident.
Okay. Intrinsic property and then incidental or accidental property, right? So let's talk about these property with this example. So the potato, whenever somebody has intrinsic property, it doesn't go and comes. It stays. It stays forever. Like that's the property of this object or this thing, right? So, and accidental or intrinsic properties that are comes and goes, right? It never stays forever. It either comes and goes, right? So, Sunny, what do you have to say? No? Okay. So now let's take this example and say, is potato have a heat as intrinsic property or intrinsic property or accidental property?
Incidental.
Incidental. So
It's
heat.
not accidental because you wanted it to happen, not you didn't want
So
it to.
heat. Let's take as a existence of heat.
Incidental means you
So
wanted
potato
it.
is water.
You wanted it to
Has
be
a
hot.
That's not
intrinsic
the
property
definition
of
of this right now.
hotness or accidental or incidental.
Incidental.
Now let's talk about fire.
Intrinsic.
Intrinsic.
In fire,
It's always
It
hot.
will always be hot.
Yeah.
fire will always
Fire
be
thing
hot.
that burns you alive.
That so fire hot. The fire is always hot. That's gonna be intrinsic property of fire, right? If there is a fire, there is there any time when it is never hot?
No.
Does it comes and goes? The hotness of the fire comes and goes.
Well, the fire comes out.
The fire comes and
No,
goes,
but the
but
heat-
their property, the heat property.
When the fire's here, Is it?
The
Is there a
difference
time
is,
where it's not hot?
Not hot.
in the snow?
Never.
regions?
But is there a time
It's
when
still
the,
hot
Yeah,
compared to the surroundings.
okay, is there a time when potato is hot or not hot?
Yes. There
Is there a time when water is hot or not hot?
Yes.
So the heat property of potato and water and pan is what? Incidental property, right? And then for fire to be hot, the heat property of fire is always intrinsic property. So right? So the property that comes and goes is always incidental. The property that stays forever is intrinsic, right? So now let's talk about existence. Let's talk about philosophy of existence. So existence coming and going. In the object where the existence comes and goes, where this object doesn't have an intrinsic property, right? So that is unreal.
You can't have an object that's incidental.
The object that have incidental property of existence, right?
You can't have that.
You
It
can
just
have
doesn't.
it. But it's not real then.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
unreal,
Yeah.
right? It's temporary,
air.
right?
Air temper.
No. Yeah.
Okay, think about it again. Let's start all over again because you are missing the point here. Okay, let's go. So existence existence has to be intrinsic property to be real, right? So when we talk about real, never out of existence means it should have an intrinsic property of existence is the only part that is real, right? Unreal has no existence means existence is not their intrinsic property. So anything that has not have an intrinsic property of existence is not real, right? So we are trying to differentiate what is real and what is unreal, right? Sometimes we think the elephant is not existing in the room is unreal, so it's not there, means the existence is not there, so it's unreal. Do we get to the point there? Okay? That is unreal because it's not there, right?
So you're saying that intrinsic, if something doesn't have its intrinsic property, then it's not real?
No, an intrinsic property of
Of
existence.
existence.
Like there can be different intrinsic properties. Like the fire has an intrinsic property of heat.
Heat.
What's existence? What intrinsic property of existence means?
Existence meaning
To
to exist.
Exist.
To exist in
Right?
this world.
So as a human, the existence is intrinsic property or not intrinsic property? The body.
Incidental.
No, it's incidental.
Is incidental. So it is not real. Right? Connect the dots here, guys. It's not real. Right? You got that? Fine? Right, now we will go back slowly because I know that there are, it's a little confusing subject. That's why. That's why Gareji got confused. We are just a little kids here, right? If Gareji can get confused, we can get confused. So we were going to go back and talk about it one more time, right? So we are trying to say what is real and what is unreal here, right? That's what we are trying to figure out. Why did Bhagwan say that unreal has no existence and real is never out of existence? So whatever real is it, what we need to figure out. What is real and what is unreal? Yes, sir.
Well, I heard in science class, we were taught that nothing ever ceases to exist. Always change the shape and form. Like if you burn paper, the paper turns to ashes.
Yes.
And stuff.
That is right? So if you look at the world, there is nothing, and Saneb put really good point. In science also, it approves that there is nothing real. Everything is unreal because they keep changing the form, they keep changing it never stays forever. Anything that you think about it, does it say stays forever?
No.
Right? Even if you look at the mountains, right, that they are there, like you will see that they are also moving, they are also shredding, or the rivers going on, there is sedimentation happening, there are so many things happening, the earth changing the form, everything changes, doesn't exist forever. There is nothing that exists forever. So the only thing that exists forever is
So
Our soul.
soul. Yes. Yes,
I'm
Anand.
actually trying to get at the point where everything always exists in the universe. Because, like, I was saying that, like, paper turns, like, the paper when it's burned, it turns to
Ashes. But that the
The
paper
ashes-
has an existence now?
Yeah, the paper exists in the ashes. Doesn't it?
No, it changed.
no.
It's the form
now
change.
it's ashes.
Now
not
it's ashes.
paper
You,
anymore.
will you take the ashes out and say,
And start
hey,
drawing on
take
it.
this paper?
No.
But, like,
Can you
doesn't it
tell?
have the intrinsic property of existence?
It
still
doesn't.
exists.
It doesn't
Because the
exist.
paper
It's
doesn't
gone.
say it's gone.
It's gone. Why do you think it has a different word for it? Why would you call the ashes? You don't call the ashes paper. You call it ashes, right? That's a
So
different
the
word
form
because
changed.
the
Paper
paper's
don't
gone.
exist anymore. Right? The paper doesn't exist
Do you call the
anymore.
body alive or dead?
Ashes.
He's saying that. No.
No, you got it, right? So it's
Do you
never
call the
going to
body
exist
alive or
forever.
dead?
It's going to be. Okay, let's go back to the topic, guys. Okay, let's go to the topic back. Okay,
That's
real and
your-
unreal.
Let's say it's your grandma. Is it
Okay.
your grandma's body or grandma's ash?
Okay, come on. Chalo, come on, let's go. So now let's talk about the real and unreal, right? So we talk about that. Now in if you read Vedant little more, or even if you look at these properties, there will be real and unreal, right? The person who doesn't have an existence, nothing is existent, that's unreal, right? We got that. Give me one second. The one that is, yeah, Raja? Raja, bol. I can hear
Did you
you.
mute yourself?
No, I did not. No, I can see her. Okay.
Not-
So let's talk about real and unreal, right? So in our senses, there is always a real and unreal. Always, right? We can say, okay, elephant is not here,
She must
that's a real. Yeah, she will come here. But in Vedantic sense, we can take three different times. One is real, one is unreal, and one is in the middle, which is, in Hindi we say is mithya. Mithya means that takes the property of existence and loses the property of existence. So there is a real. Real means it has existence forever.
It's the same thing.
The same thing what we discussed, right? So existence forever. Then we have unreal, which is no existence. Then there is in the middle, we see the thing that takes existence, borrow their existence. Like how potato borrowed the heat from the water, water borrowed heat from the pan borrowed heat from the fire, right? So pot to fire, right? So they borrowed the heat. So there is some existence, some heat in there for a little while, but then they loses it, right? So that is the middle part where we say there was a little existence for a little while, but then they lose existence again. It is borrowed existence.
What's it called?
So what is it? It is mithya.
Mithya. Mithya.
With the borrowed existence. Sometimes when you ask what is the meaning of mithya, people will say unreal. It's not unreal. Unreal is no existence. Mithya has little bit existence, but it is because of borrowed existence. So there are three kind of existence. One, existence forever. One, little existence or borrowed existence from somewhere. And then third one is no existence. Right? So you got that three kind of existence just to know it. It's not that we're gonna impact anything here, but when we read Gita more and more, you will get to know this word more and more and can figure it out what it is. So, what is the world?
place.
A place, but among these three, where are you going to put the world in?
Nitya.
Mithya. Because the world has existed because of what? Where is he borrowing the existence from?
Soul.
Sun.
The
I
sun.
was gonna say
The earth
This,
We borrowed it from
solar system.
so listen to this. Again,
soul.
again, if I am alive right now, I can see every one of you guys. It's poor connection again. Okay. Hi, Alia, can you hear me? He cannot. Okay. So, if I'm alive here, I have soul, the energy inside me, right? In this body. I can see everything. I can see these trees, these lights, these snow or whatever happening outside. I can see everything, right? Now, let's say my energy goes out of my body. Means my soul goes away from the body, right? What can I see everything that I'm seeing right now? The existence is there for all these things? No. So I borrowed existence from what?
Your soul.
So all these things borrowed existence from
The soul.
the soul, because that's how I can see them, right? Otherwise, when I don't have existence,
And
can I
what's
see
the
them?
point of having snow if you like can't see and feel and stuff like that?
Right? Yeah.
Like, what's the point of having snow if like it does nothing for anybody or anything, right?
The soul.
The snow.
The soul.
Oh, there's a lot of things that do literally nothing.
I was okay. Yes,
Like
and
me. You know, we're getting at the point where we said that if we didn't exist, nothing would happen. And if
Yeah.
when we said we didn't, like nothing would happen to this world. And so that means that like the soul wouldn't be there either. But it's in the world, the planet would still exist.
No, but the soul's a part of God.
Huh?
The soul is a part of God. And God is
God is the creator.
God is
right?
the creator. So
God
if God didn't like if the soul like if God didn't like give like we were like a part of God, right? And we didn't have the soul in us, right? Then earth or whatever
Nothing
ever
will
been
be in
created.
existence.
Literally, nothing
Does
would
the
have ever been
dead
created.
body has an existence of anything around him or around them?
No.
No, right? So the existence only come, the world existence or everybody's existence only come because
From the
of
soul.
soul. So soul is giving existence to the entire world. Right? If I don't have soul in me, nothing will be there around me.
God wouldn't have had a reason to create the world.
The world, yes, right? So world comes in mithya right now. So big people says this phrase again and again, but I don't know if it is like how they pretend to say it, but it says God is real, everything is mithya, right? It's the real meaning is God is real, everything else is existence because of God, borrowed existence because of God, right? So this slok 16 has a deeper meaning than just being real and unreal. Unreal has no existence and real has an existence, right? We need to know about what unreal and real means in it, right? You guys got a little bit idea about it? What is unreal and real? Okay, unreal has no existence, right? And real has existence, right? Anybody wants to comment before we move on to slok 17? That was confusing.
154.
But really, here is the thing, guys. Don't get panic about it's confusing. It's just giving you a little bit foundation, right? It's just giving you a little foundation about how we're gonna go. Now, I always want you to also remember that all these things are given by God around you. So make sure you appreciate that is around you too. Not just concentrate on the soul, right? Okay, we're gonna do real quick slok 17. Ready? Okay, yeah. Avinashi Tudadvedi Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam Vinasham Avyaya
अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति.
Okay. So this 17 one is very easy, so I'm going to continue doing this because it's related to 16. What does it say is that the reality that we discuss in verse 16, it is cannot be destroyed. So reality, what was the real that we concluded in Lok 16? What is the real? The soul. The consciousness is real, nothing else is real in this world. All fall into the category of either mithya or unreal, right? So that's where it falls. So this real thing that we are talking about in Slok 16, it cannot be destroyed, right? It is all pervading. It pervades everywhere. So it is everywhere. This soul or consciousness or real thing that we talk in Slok 16, it is pervading everywhere. Like what we had an example of that little wave, you remember 2-3 class ago?
Oh yeah.
The water, right? We said that the water. So the water, any form that water takes, but it is water. So water is pervading in all the forms that were taken by little wave. Either it was wave, it was big wave, or it was a water vapor, or it was a small, foam or anything. It was all pervaded by what? Water. The same way, the soul, the consciousness which is real, is pervaded in all. And that's why we say that God is in everything. All surrounding is God, right? So that we say every human, every living existence, everything around us has God in it, means this soul that is real is pervading in everything and cannot be destroyed. So we cannot destroy that. Okay? We're going to go to Slok 18. No,
Oh, you
16,
didn't
17.
You missed a part of it.
What?
You missed the last part of it.
What?
Of 17.
For 17, what?
Yeah, that no one can.
No
Oh,
one
never
can
mind, never
destroy. I said that. It is
Oh, you did?
undestroyable,
Okay, never mind.
undestructible. That's what you want?
Never mind.
Okay. 17.
Okay, 18.
18. Sorry.
But there's like a
Yeah, no, that is just to explain it. Okay.
18.
18.
Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirena anashino prameyasya tasmadyudhyasya bharata.
So it says that the body is permissible where the soul is impermissible and indestructible. Yes.
What about together?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do together. Thanks for reminding that. Okay. Go ahead. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Together.
Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirena anashino prameyasya tasmadyudhyasva bharata.
Okay. So again. So the body is permissible, which get destroyed or slowly get distracted, but the soul is impermissible, that stays ever and ever. Right? Good. So let's go imperishable. It is. It stays again, and in this it says the body is always gonna go die. If you don't kill these kingsmen, it's still gonna. They will be killed somehow, somewhere, right? So it's gonna die. So then at the end he says, Arjun, fight. Right in this slok, he says, Arjun, fight, because the body is always perishable and the soul is imperishable. So even if you kill them, their soul will be still there.
I have a question about the soul and stuff.
Yeah.
So, how was like the first body made?
because there wasn't another body to make that body go to the
Next
next one.
body.
So how's the first one?
So it's very much different things being said, right? There is a all evaluation theory that says that, oh, monkey came first and then monkey was converted to human. In Hinduism, it says that Brahma, right? He actually originated the life on the earth. He sent 4 rishi initially. And then 4 rishi, but they were so spiritually active that they did not wanted to make the world, make the other human beings. So they went into their tapasya and they started doing tap and they forgot about the world to make more human beings. So then Brahma sent 7 more rishi to start this world again. And those 7 rishi started this world, that's being said in Hinduism. But then in scientific way they said that, oh, the monkey slowly evolved to human and then that's how the adaptation started from being monkey to human. So there is 2 different ways now what we have to do. But one thing I will tell you, that the biggest thing is we don't even know where the thing starts, right? How the human body comes. Why do we get this birth? Why animal get birth? There is still a lot of questions on science too, right? How does that I'm born in this particular family, right? Why I'm not born in some other ways, or why is I'm doing these things, or why I have this body this way, right? All these answers we don't have the answers for all these questions, right? So there is sure somebody out there programs all these things, right? There is some power out there that program all these things, and we don't know who that is. We name them a god, but there is somebody who program all this. How do the people die on certain age, right? This is all programmed somewhere, right? Okay, we're gonna do one more because we're gonna at least read the slope. Go ahead, 19.
Ya enam veti hantaram. Yaschenam manyate hatam. Ubhauto na vijanito. Nayam hanti na hanyate.
Together?
Ya enam veti hantaram. Yaschenam manyate hatam. Ubhauto na vijanito. Nayam hanti na hanyate.
So in this, we started at what, 4, 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 more minute and we will finish it. Okay, just a quick thing I will give you a. So the person who thinks that the soul can be killed, is capable of killing and can be killed, is an ignorant. Right. So the meaning of this slope, the easy meaning, yes.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. The person who thinks that the soul is capable of killing or can be killed is an ignorant.
The person who thinks that the soul can kill someone or can be killed itself, like a body.
The soul. Yeah.
Like the soul can act like a body.
The
is
person who
ignorant,
thinks
right?
that the soul can't be killed or can be
or
or
can kill
capable
someone.
of killing somebody or capable of kill
Just say can kill someone.
is an ignorant person. So they don't know. So this is, but 19 slok is very nice slok. We will discuss a little bit more next week because it's just tell us like how the soul works here. Good? Okay, it was very good job. So you read really, really well. So yeah, it was good. Okay, let's do.
Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsacharunamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Oh my god, I can't read.